All right, good evening, everybody. Team C did our analysis on the company Amazon. We're going to go through the business background, business model, SWOT analysis, strategic issues, and some recommendations. On July 16th, 1995, Jeff Bezos opened Amazon's virtual doors to sell books online. Within 1 month of opening, they sold to over 50 states and to 45 countries. Over time, Amazon began to acquire companies. Their methods of acquisition has been a point of conflict for many small businesses, but through these acquisitions, they were able to enter new markets via an existing customer base. Amazon is famously known for their collection and storage of data. Through this data, they were able to strategically choose new markets to enter, some of which are cloud computing through AWS or Amazon Web Services, Amazon Care, which deals with healthcare, AI through products like Alexa or the Amazon Echo, and a new style of grocery store called Amazon Fresh, where customers could choose to do just walk out shopping, where Amazon subscription members, aka Prime members, can scan in when they arrive, load up their carts, and walk out of the store without having to go through a checkout process, and Amazon will send them the receipt. They've moved into many more markets as well. Amazon's ambitious goal is to be Earth's most customer-centric company. Through their extensive customer data and market analysis assisting their personalization efforts and offerings, it appears that they're moving closer to that goal every day. Amazon's costing structure is not limited to physical space such as warehouses and employees, but also it includes digital infrastructure to consider. Amazon covers these costs and then some through the segments of customers such as Amazon Prime members, businesses who purchase services such as AWS, and sellers on their platform such as people who produce and sell books through Kindle Direct Publishing. Amazon's main revenue stream is through their online market. It makes up just over 50% of their revenue model. Roughly 20% of their revenue comes from third-party seller services, and other main areas of revenue come from AWS, physical stores, and their subscription services. On the slide are 3 quotes from Amazon's founder, Jeff Bezos, emphasizing the company's focus on customer experience. Over time, we have watched Amazon grow to be a titan of a brand quickly innovating and adapting to new demands, quickly, efficiently, and ultimately challenging top competitors in every arena they enter. They credit their success to their obsession with the customer and constantly trying to meet their need and anticipate their next. Amazon is a unique, boundary-pushing company that is leading the market and challenging the status quo. For these reasons, we should expect to see Amazon remain the successful face of convenience and innovation over the coming years. With that, I'm going to pass it over to Ariana to go over the SWOT analysis.
Amazon has many strengths, one being brand recognition. They have a high brand recognition. Amazon's brand is easily identifiable by its logo and packaging. They are also customer-centric. Amazon puts the customer at the center of all decisions, building trust and loyalty. Amazon consistently develops new products and services, which enables them to broaden their offerings. And they don't maintain physical stores, so they have low inventory, which allows them to keep a low cost structure. One of Amazon's weaknesses is the workplace conditions. OSHA issued citations against Amazon for failing to furnish a place of employment that was free from recognized hazards that were causing serious physical harm to employees. They have also had several product failures, one being the Fire Phone. The Fire Phone was too expensive, it lacked features that customers wanted, and was late to the market. Another product was the Amazon Local Register Card Reader, which failed because the software was cumbersome and the overall product was not profitable. Also, Amazon maintains low profit margins. Their profit margins are historically low, which exposes them to various market pressures and changes. Amazon also has some opportunities, one being the consumer shift to online shopping. During the pandemic, many stores were shut down, forcing people to shop for their essentials online. Amazon was able to collect more customer data and can target the customer's needs and build long-term relationships. Amazon also has the opportunity to expand into brick and mortar stores, which will allow further market penetration. And over the years, acquisitions have allowed Amazon to become the marketplace for just about everything. As they continue to acquire companies, it allows them to expand further into different markets. Some major acquisitions include Whole Foods, Ring, and Zappos. Amazon also faces many threats, one being government regulation. Amazon's a target for regulators and lawmakers because of its reach and dominance in the industry. They've been accused of engaging in anti-competitive practices which could impact their third-party selling marketplace. Amazon also faces cyber crimes, including being a victim of one of the largest distributed denial of service attacks, which targets a website with bot traffic and overloads the website until it's forced to go offline. It was ultimately stopped, but if one were to be successful, it would tarnish their reputation. During a recession, it's highly likely that buyers will be more hesitant to spend money on unnecessary items, which will impact profits and growth rate. And lastly, Amazon is facing competition from giants like Walmart, Alibaba, and eBay, who are aggressively entering the e-commerce market. And I'll pass it on to Brandon to talk about the strategic issues.
Thank you, Ariana. So me and Michael have the opportunity to talk about the strategic issues relating to Amazon. So we're going to be going over the economic, political issues, product and services, employee issues, and the workforce saturation that is currently seen with Amazon. So one of the first things that we're going to talk about are the economic issues relating to Amazon, as Ariana and has mentioned before with the SWOT analysis. Some of these issues involve inflation, interest rates, and consumer spending. So with inflation, more, as we know, it costs more to buy things. And because of that, our purchasing power decreases. Interest rates for the company to grow, take out loans, so that way they can build facilities, wherever the case may be. It's also being impacted, which also can lead to a decrease in consumer spending. So next, we're going to be looking at the political, product, and service issues relating to Amazon. So part of the political issues, as Amazon is such a big organization competing on a global scale, is that in the United States and European Union, it's kind of facing the similar antitrust rules currently facing the company. So what this means is that Amazon produces its own products and services, and with its products, it has, if you go to a supermarket, you have the shelf space, they have prime real estate. And because of this, third-party sellers on its platform are having a difficult time selling their products and services. So part of this antitrust lawsuits against Amazon within the United States and European Union is that Amazon is saying that consumers claims that its pricing practices artificially drove up costs by other retailers, which is in a violation of the U.S. antitrust law. And on the same side, the European Union also, they're saying that Amazon has to agree, which is one of the rulings, it has to agree that they have to give merchants more or that shelf space, so that way they have an equal competition to compete against their products and services. So this also leads into the product and service issues. Is, well, I mentioned before, they had some product failures, which drives up costs, goes back to the economic issues in terms of maybe expenses. But we have some of their core, or for examples, are Amazon Music. Some of their biggest competition is Spotify and Apple Music, so they're having difficulties increasing their market share. Amazon Video is not doing relatively in terms of performance compared to their competitors such as Netflix, Disney, and Hulu. Another thing is AWS. So while they are going into the technology, while they are in the technology sector and trying to grow that business, some of the issues that they're seeing are currently are outages, costs associated with the businesses, and competition such as Oracle, which is also bringing into the issues that they need to or are currently facing. Now turn it over to Mike.
Thank you, Brandon. One of Amazon's most important assets is its employees and must be strategically planned for. Amazon had as much as 1.6 million employees with 1.1 million located in the United States. Unfortunately, Amazon has the greatest layoff in its history in 2022 and is continuing to lay people off in 2023, stating the cause of is labor shortages, inflation. Amazon is seen as enormous and has a lot of employee losses over the last year. According to Engadget, the annual employee turnover rate is 150%. That's double the industry average, costing the company and its shareholders $8 billion annually. Amazon has also struggled with warehouse safety, which has caused issues with staffing. Amazon is facing several penalties and citations. Amazon is receiving plenty of backlash and criticism regarding the treatment of its employees. There has been an abundance of reports of unsafe conditions for its warehouse employees. Employees claim that accidents and injuries are a result of long hours and unrealistic production expectations. This is now being investigated by OSHA and even members of Senate. Amazon's warehouse workers' injury rates are almost double of its competitors. Amazon's most recent OSHA citations were in December, January, February, and we're still waiting to hear about March. These citations are surrounding unsafe work conditions and failure to report these injuries. These citations are in multiple warehouses throughout the U.S. and remain having open investigations. It's been reported that Amazon has not made any adjustments or modifications since its citations. The way Amazon treats its employees impacts the company's ability to retain existing employees and attract new ones. Potential applicants are not looking to work for Amazon because of its current employee crisis. Platforms such as Glassdoor and Indeed have shared experiences by past employees where they talk about their different experiences and their perspectives. This places a risk to the company's reputation and with the increased scrutiny to workforce management. In the midst of Amazon's struggles with employee morale, Amazon has to deal with another strategic crisis. Amazon is facing a new looming crisis and concern. Although historically Amazon has steady growth of employees, it's projected that they would run out of people to hire for its U.S. warehouses by 2024. Although Amazon is a global commercial giant, it's reported that it's not a great place to work for someone who's looking to settle down and set roots in the company. The average stay for a warehouse employee is 8 months. This is caused by workforce saturation. The employees are saturated and disengaged because they view Amazon as a job and not a career. The company seems to show no interest in providing safe conditions for their employees, nor do employees feel that there's room for growth. Amazon's warehouse employees report that the job is unpleasant because of the stress, demands, constant monitoring, and they feel like they too are robots. There are a number of reasons Amazon has such high turnover. We've discussed a few earlier, including how they're being treated and the injuries. Although most companies struggle to keep employees in this particular job market, Amazon's volume of employees quitting is considerably higher. Amazon does not appear to promote from within. This means that employee knows that there's a ceiling and they're likely to look elsewhere for advancement opportunities. Engagement reports that mobility concerns are the primary reason for managers quitting Amazon warehouses, and the second highest for warehouse workers themselves. While Amazon continues to struggle to find and keep warehouse employees, it also announced layoffs of over 9,000 workers just recently in their technology sector, which brings a total of 27,000 in 2023 alone. Amazon claims it's no longer able to support this tech sector because of its massive hiring during the pandemic. The most vulnerable workers to the cuts have been in robotics, health, and AWS. Although Amazon has a strong market share, this puts the company's growth and quality at risk, and this will allow other e-commerce businesses to close the gap.
Okay, so for the recommendations, our first recommendation we focused on the safety conditions at Amazon. One of Amazon's biggest weaknesses is safety in the warehouses. They've been cited multiple times by the U.S. Labor Department, specifically OSHA, for exposing warehouse workers to safety hazards. If Amazon is going to change anything, we feel they should start with treating their workers more fairly. A recommendation is that they need to reform their employee safety procedures. To do that, they can implement better health and safety training courses to the workers and the management, and maybe even more frequently than they have in the past. These courses would cover, the usual things like how to properly use the machines, how they can minimize injury during the workday, how to prevent industrial ergonomic injuries, fire protection, and emergency action plans. Another option they should consider is improving employee equipment. Many of the warehouse workers get industrial ergonomic injuries, which includes lower back injuries, strains, sprains, carpal tunnel syndrome, among other things. And this is due to the fact that they have to pick up and carry around heavy boxes for long hours every day. One of Amazon's strengths is innovation, so I'm sure that they could come up with some type of equipment to help their employees with these issues. Even if it is as simple as a strap that is rigged up to a pulley that's on a track, the pulley and track system would make it easier to lift and walk around heavy boxes. There are many other things that they could improve with safety in their organization, but if they start with these recommendations, then it'll go a long way. It would improve employee satisfaction and engagement, which in turn would increase productivity. If people feel safe at their job, then they're going to be more productive and they won't be actively looking for a better job. So employee retention decreases, which is good for Amazon because turnover is very expensive. Lastly, aside from decreasing their OSHA citations and penalties, the employees that work in the warehouses have the right to work in a safe and healthy environment. And now to Nero.
Thank you, Sam. I'll be talking about other recommendations in regards to the employee issues and workforce saturation. So as Mike stated, Amazon is not a great place to work. Neither is it not a great place to work. And some of the recommendations is on allowing unionization, and they can do that by respecting the right of workers. So Amazon should respect the right of its workers to organize and form a union if they so choose. This includes allowing workers to freely express their opinions about unionization without fear of retaliation. Address workers' grievances. So Amazon should address the concerns and grievances of its workers, including issues related to wages, working conditions, and job security. This could involve negotiating with the union to improve workers' benefits and working conditions. Amazon should foster a positive workplace culture that values and respects its employees. This could include implementing policies and procedures that prioritize workers' safety, health, well-being, as well as providing opportunities for career growth and development. Communicating transparently is something Amazon should do. They should learn to communicate with its workers and the public about its policies and practices related to worker treatment, unionization. This could involve providing regular updates on its efforts to address workers' concerns, engaging in constructive dialogue with union representatives, and the overall outcome of this anticipated outcome would be allowing workers to join different unions will improve employee performance and output. Another recommendation is for the workforce saturation is to improve employee retention in general. Amazon should focus on improving employee retention by offering better wages, benefits, and working conditions to its workers. This could involve increasing the pay rates, offering more comprehensive health insurance plans, and providing more opportunities for career development and professional development. And an overall outcome would be that the job satisfaction would be increased and employee retention will be increased. Thank you.